Hello and welcome to this video in which I'll be showing you how to use PowerPoint to make a photo slideshow with some pan and zoom effects. These effects are sometimes referred to as the Ken Burns effect, and they make still photos that are otherwise a little bit boring a bit more interesting. Okay, let's open up PowerPoint. Okay, there's the slideshow that I've produced. That's the finished version, but I'll close that and start a new one. Just start a new one here, blank presentation, and I'm not going to worry about this material here. That's going to be overwritten by what we're about to do. Just go up to the insert menu and not pictures, because that'll put all the pictures on the one slide. Go to photo album, new photo album, file disk, and navigate to the folder that your photos are in. Mine are already in the right position, which is, if I go to desktop to show you how I found them, and then media for slideshow, that's where mine were. And I've got 4 photos, but there's only really 2 different ones, because I want to start and a finish the same photo but different positions of it that it's zoomed in on and panned to. So select one, Control A to select them all, go to insert, and if they're not in the right order you can put a tick in a box and then use the up or down arrows to rearrange where they are. But my naming conventions force them in the right order anyway, so I can just click create and it puts them all in. I'll get rid of this designer, I don't want that at the moment. If I right click down in a corner, not on the text but just in the bottom here, and format background, I can change the colour or the transparency. Let's leave it as a colour, and I'll make it medium blue here perhaps. Okay, I can format the text, click in here and change the text to black. It looks like it just changes the word it's in, and the same here. If I drag over it and change it to black. Okay, now you might want to do an animation to bring in these words here. Perhaps we start with photo album, but we animate the bit here, the Jeff Phillips bit. You can reduce that if you like, just neaten it up a bit. And if we go to animations, I can do a fly in, for example. That flies in from the bottom. You've got different options here. You can fly in from the bottom left, for example, and under here you can affect the speed. If I click that little arrow, again you can change where it comes from. Animate the texture, you can do it a word at a time if you like. If I do it by word, and let's have a look at that. Okay, looks a bit messy. Perhaps we'll slow it down, have a bit better look. Under timing, if we change the duration to medium, and we want it to happen automatically with the previous slide being played, which there is no previous slide, so it'll play straight away. Again, if I go OK, that doesn't look too bad, so I might leave that there for the moment. Okay, while we're here, under transitions, there is no transition, so if this is marked as none, think of it as a 0 that you multiply this time by, so that really doesn't count. So I've only got the time this persists for, which is overwritten by the text coming in and taking a couple of seconds. But if you want to change that to 2 seconds, just to be sure, 2 and enter, and look at each slide in turn. If I go back, I had a tick in there. I sometimes forget to put the tick in there. And this one we don't want to transition, we just want it to appear after the previous slide, and we want it to persist for 2 seconds. 2 and enter. This is the transition duration, but there is none, so it doesn't apply. Now the second one, I want this transition to this slide to take 6 seconds, so I won't put 6 in yet because it'll be changed back when I click this. So do morph first, click that, We want it to morph from the previous slide. We want it to take 6 seconds, and after it's done we want it to persist for 2 seconds on screen. The next one, again, we want it to perhaps persist for a couple of seconds on screen. We won't have a transition to it because it's the start of a transition itself. So leave that as none. The next one, we want to morph to this slide. We want it to take 10 seconds. It's a longer image and it'll take a while to pan across it with what we will set up in a minute. Again, persist for 2 seconds and press enter. And we might just look at the timing now. If I take a note of these as we go. No transition, so this doesn't apply, so we've got 2 seconds. This one, another 2 makes 4 because that doesn't count. This one we have got a transition, so 4 plus 6 is 10 and 2 is 12. Plus this one, none, no transition, so 12 plus just this 2 is 14. And this one plus 10 is 24, and the 2 is 26, I think it is. Hope I haven't made an error with all those. And I might just go back to the first slide now and put in some music. So if we go insert, media, audio on my PC, and I'll put in this music clip that I downloaded, royalty free, and go insert. I'll just drag it over to the side here, and if you click on it, this little play, you can hear it, but you can also, while it's selected, you can trim the audio, put a fade out. I put a fade out of 6 seconds, and the volume I might change to medium, not high. I might trim it to that, I think it was 26 seconds, wasn't it? So I might put, I'll make 25 just to be sure that it's finished before the end of the clip. Hopefully that's okay. Now we'll get to these pan and zoom transitions, and we look at the second of each photo. First of all, the second king parrot image. If I control and mouse wheel down, I can drag that out of the way, and you can see it's over the canvas there. If I want to blow it up, I want to see where it is on the canvas, the blown up version, so I'm going to click picture format, transparency, and make that quite transparent. Either of these will do. And you can see there's the black background, but if I grab a corner and control shift, I can blow up this image till the Rosella, sorry, the King Crimson, that's a group. The King Parrot is there, and you can see that's what I'll zoom into, so that looks about right. Now this next one here, I want to pan through this panorama, so I'm going to click on this and control shift and drag till it, widthwise, it covers the canvas, and I'll just start on the left there. I don't need to do the transparent business because I can see that it's on the end there. And this next one, if I do the same, click on it, control shift and drag it till it snaps to the width. If it doesn't snap, just try and estimate, and this time I'll snap it on the right hand side. Okay, now we're probably ready to give this a try. I haven't got an end slide. You could do that by go to home, new slide, pick a blank slide. It's in the wrong spot, so I can drag it down there to the end. If you want some text, you can go to insert, text box. If I click on that and type the end, and the font's pretty small for a slide, so change that to 80. Oops, didn't do it, or did it? Click on it again, change to 80. Sometimes you have to click on it twice, and I'll just put that there. Okay, I might like that, so I might change the text, the background right click, format background, and change the colour to pink. Text, I might just highlight that and change it to black. And there we have a mini slideshow. What I did forget to do here is this image. Got to change the under picture format transparency back to fully opaque. It looks better. Okay, I've just worked out a couple of little things that I needed to tidy up. One, if I click on this first slide, I'll just control mouse wheel to zoom in. If I click on the speaker and then look at playback, I should put hide during show. You don't want to see that speaker there. I'll just put that in and play across slides. And the start we want automatically. Don't want it in any click sequence. That's why it wouldn't proceed before when I was practicing. Okay, so yeah, back to playback. Make sure those are ticked, those two, and automatically selected. And also down on this last slide under transition, we want that to persist for a couple of seconds as well. So if we look at the timings, they should add up to the song duration, but we'll just check that. We'll go through it now. So I've got 2 seconds for the first slide, ignoring this because there's no transition. So that's 2 seconds, plus another 2 is 4, plus 6 is 10, and 2 is 12, plus another, no, that doesn't count because of none, so 12 plus 2 is 14, plus 10 is 24, plus 2 is 26, and this one, no transition, so 28 seconds. So if I go back to my first slide and look at the music there, and if I go to playback and trim, and what did I say it was, 28 seconds. So if I pipe in 28 there, and the fade out, yeah, that should finish before the end of the slide. So now if I click on the preview, I didn't quite get the timing there. The music went for a little bit long, but you can make that adjustment in the trim or the fade it out for longer. That's probably about it. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments below. How to export it, I guess I should mention. Under File, you can go Export, and you can create a video. And you've got a few options here, and you can export a video file, or the other option is File, Save As, and you can under here save it as a PowerPoint show, which will be a file that starts straight away. So hopefully you've learnt something and realised that you can use PowerPoint, which is a pretty powerful program. We're only using little bits of it, but you can use PowerPoint to produce quite an effective Ken Burns effect pan and zoom slideshow. Okay, thanks for watching. Till next time, bye for now.